folks. Well, the President of these here United States, the Democrats, and the news media, I'm going to throw them into it also, has recently released the President's gun control initiative. That's it, kids. 23 of them. See? Right here, it's printed in the Dallas Morning News. And you know, when I read this, I don't see any one of these 23 initiatives that would have prevented what happened at the elementary school in Sandy Hook, Connecticut. But that was the reason that this initiative is taken. Because to prevent future Sandy Hooks from happening. Yet not a one of these would have done that. What's basically happening here is our president, them dead Democrats, and the news media are exploiting the tragedy that took place in Connecticut to pursue their own agenda of gun control or maybe gun confiscation, but reducing the number of weapons in these here United States of America, which is an affront to the Second Amendment, part of our Constitution. Now, no, this doesn't call for gun confiscation or taking guns away, but this is the first step. Liberals work incrementally. They just start a little at a time and then continue down that road. And they don't stop till they attain their goal. Well, we're trying to stop them right here. Now, it's discussing what's taking place with the exploiting of that tragedy. But it's also humorous what's taking place as a result of the liberals and the Democrats and the news media here in the Lone Star State of Texas. Partners! A legislative in the state legislature has proposed a bill that will make it illegal, I think a felony, for anyone to enforce any federal legislation that's counter to the Second Amendment. That's it, kids. We in the state of Texas are saying we're going to maintain fidelity to the Constitution. If the other 49 want to whittle away at it, go right ahead. But we respect the Constitution of the United States and the state of Texas. Constitution written in 1787, ratified 1789, becomes the law of the land. The bill of rights, the first 10 amendments, which includes the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, becomes ratified in 1791. 1836, something like 45 years later, the state of Texas is born, signs the Declaration of Independence, succeeds from the nation of Mexico. 9 years later, 1845, Texas enters this union, becomes the 28th state in the United States. Now, Texas became a state something like, 54 years after the Second Amendment was ratified. Yet we maintain fidelity to that Constitution more in this state than many of the first 13 states. Huh? Allow me. The state attorney general, Greg Abbott, he announced to New Yorkers, because recently New York passed strict gun control. So strict that if it's not amended, the police in New York State carrying their armaments will be in violation of the law. See? That's what liberals do, kids. They pass laws and legislation and don't worry about the consequences. It's their good intentions. So he tells these New Yorkers, hey, you want to maintain your gun rights? Come to Texas and bring your guns too, partners. Now, to those good folks who are not American, do not live in the United States, you're either perplexed about what is this with those Americans in their love affair with guns, weapons, and anything else that could explode. Allow me to explain that. It's very difficult if you're not American to understand. It's in our DNA. It's in our blood. The right to bear arms was protected, not granted, protected by the Second Amendment. Because the Founding Fathers protected that right, saying it was a God-given right for us to protect ourselves. Now, those of you who are atheists, it's a natural right, a right that you're born with. Now, many people say they left that in there, they inserted that in there for purposes of protection or for hunting. No. Yes, people did need it for protection people didn't need it to go hunting. Well, what do you need an AK? What do you need a gun that shoots 15 rounds at one time to go hunting? That's if you believe the Second Amendment was written for that, but it wasn't. The Second Amendment was written specifically because those delegates to the Constitutional Convention did not trust governments. They knew that governments have a propensity to turn tyrannical as time wears on. So they felt that if the population remained armed, it would keep the government in check from becoming tyrannical. So that's why they wanted us to keep these weapons. That's why we want to keep our weapons. You know, it's so easy and so cavalier to say, you know, just give up all the weapons and everyone will be safe. To which I have to say, really? Magicayo! If we were ordered to give up our weapons, only the people who obey the law would give up their weapons. The bad guys out there will still have their weapons. So what was achieved? You just created more possibilities for the bad guys, and you turn more people into possible victims. And you cannot confiscate all the weapons or have them all sold because there's too many out here. Just take the state of Texas alone. Partners. If you were to take every weapon that's in this state and divide it evenly among the population, you'll be able to give every man, woman, and child in the state of Texas 9 guns and rifles. Yeah! 9 weapons! That's how many's in the state of Texas. So surrendering weapons, confiscating weapons, that's not realistic. That horse has already left the barn. We now would do route we should go to curb gun violence is stricter penalties. And don't allow them to be plea bargain. Don't allow the sentences to be reduced. Be strict with the sentences when it comes to the use of a firearm and the commission of a crime, or if you're not supposed to have one. All right, folks. We'll see you. God bless you. God bless America. And God bless the nation you happen to be in. Partners. See ya.